It's over. It's over. I'm calling it now. If you're a conservative supporter, I highly recommend you scroll past this video. Just scroll on past. Still here? Well, you were warned. On today's video, some dire words from Doug Ford. The Chinese are causing a paradigm shift in the auto industry. And Pierre Poilievre has eradicated any chance that the Conservatives are going to run the country. But let me start here with the consumer carbon tax and what Mark Carney signed. Just so we can put this debate to rest, please. I hereby instruct that the fuel charge be removed as of April 1st, 2025. This is available for anybody to read. Parliament reconvenes March 24th. Do I have to say more? Really? All right, now, a dire warning from Doug Ford.
And I can tell you what they want. They're going to put a global tariff on the whole world on August the 2nd.
A global tariff, August 2nd. And with that, the United States has effectively shot itself in the foot. The United States has effectively tied itself to some train tracks and is awaiting the arrival of the train. The train may come at the end of this year or the beginning of the next year, but calamity is on its way. Yeah, so the sooner everybody else finds other trading partners, the better. Because anyone who's hitching their wagon to the United States, they're going to be fucked alongside the United States. You know what's worse? They're going to need friends to help them out of that situation. And they've spent a whole bunch of time making enemies. One of the industries that will be hit the hardest is the U.S. auto industry. And this announcement from BYD makes the situation even worse. China's BYD launches EV charging system that it says works nearly as fast as a fill-up. Now, they already had stations that would swap out electric car batteries in 5 minutes. Now, BYD has gone one step better. BYD has announced a 5-minute charging platform. Yeah, you plug your electric car in for 5 minutes and it's ready to go. 400 kilometers of range. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, we can't have electric cars everywhere. And that's true. That's true. We cannot replace all the cars on the road with electric cars. However, the Chinese are straight up just building better cars. You know, the United States already has a difficult time selling U.S. autos outside of North America. As everybody else gets better and they languish, that situation is going to get worse. And that brings me to this announcement, which effectively ends the Conservative chances of winning the next election. Poilievre says he would repeal federal carbon pricing for industrial emissions, which would effectively lock us out of world trade. China and Europe have carbon pricing schemes in place for their industries. Europe requires countries that they trade with to also have a carbon pricing scheme in place for industry. China will follow suit. So if that happens, Canada will lock itself out of global trade. And remember, the US is a sinking ship. If we hook up to them, they'll drag us out to deep water and drown us. Alright, on March 10th, I went to the CBC poll tracker. Now, let me reiterate, it's the CBC poll tracker, okay? So they aggregate all the polls. At the time, they said there was a 4% chance that the Liberals would have a majority government. And I said, this is what's going to happen. Let's fast forward to today, shall we? That same CBC poll tracker sets a Liberal majority at 34% probability. Magic. That's how I do it. Magic. Do you prefer 338 Canada? Oh, well, let's head on over there. What does that say? That indeed says a Liberal majority government. And it's coming at the cost of every other party. 338 Canada puts the chance of a Liberal majority government at 55% and a Liberal minority government at 30%. For the Conservatives, a 14% chance for a minority government and a 1% chance for a majority government. And trending down. So the best news for the Conservatives right now is that they might win a minority government. But since Pierre Poilievre has been making enemies in Parliament, nothing will get done if the Conservatives win a minority government. No one will work with him. A federal election will likely be called sometime next week or the week after. But I'm calling the results now. The Liberals are going to win a majority government and Pierre Poilievre is going to retire from politics. The only chance the Conservatives have of winning this election is if Pierre Poilievre steps down today and somehow they convince Mark Carney of switching sides. It's over. It's done. Stick a fork in it. You heard it here first.